Welcome to the action, Zone 3 War continuation on the GG and TM fight, and as you guys could imagine, sadly, the TM forces broke, right? The whole flag, the spire, everything got destroyed, but we've got the footage, what proceeds after, to showcase why or how GG keep pushing forward and taking out some of TM's key structures in this Zone War or for Zone 3. Hello, yes, smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy. We're here with the war again, and we're reviewing it again, and we've pushed through, and you guys know we've been obviously trying to showcase the war stage by stage. Obviously, this war has been going on for hours and hours on end, but I'm trying to break it down into nice, bite-sizable editions so you guys can see what has been going on, how people have been fighting, and get a good understanding of it, right? So here we are, we're in the major fight, and as you guys know, GG pushed through the level 4 spire. They took that thing and they didn't mess about, especially with those fortresses, and they were pushing forward. So what we're watching now is them pushing even deeper, which is basically on the other side of that zone. So you push through the level 4 zone, which we just saw, and they basically keep going down into this ramp feature, which we're watching right now. And this is basically the next day. This is what I started recording a little bit later on, what was going on, because I was obviously busy. It's Christmas period. I didn't really want to be obviously recording. It's my time off, guys. It's my time off. But, you know, we did manage to find some time in the evening, so we was able to capture quite a lot what was going down, which is grateful, you know. So here we've got GG again, GG with the big push, and we're gonna obviously mark these boys up. So we've got GG all on the top side here, and then we've got TM on the bottom. So we're basically at the moment fighting for this little squiggly no man land. You know, this no man land is really powerful right now, because again, these are different zones that for them they're controlling basically towards fortresses and other alliance fortresses which are controlling the zones. We can see again, if we pause it here, some really good positionings for the TM side. Let's just point them out. You know, they've got a really good structure. They've got the flag here, which is kind of really pushed forward, but it means they've got more flags below, which you can see just here. They also have this keep. This keep is actually pretty good if they had the activity, right? If they had the activity to actually support this keep, that would be really powerful. But at the moment, you can see they do not have the activity to support it, right? And that's kind of what I think these alliance structures are all about. And I think that's what a key difference is, right? And I think if you guys are in agreement what makes a good building or not, right? You could say this alliance keep's a bad keep or a good keep, but it's honestly down to how well your alliance plays around it, right? It has its own space. It is controlling some area, right? It's trying to protect you guys from all of this, because it's obviously shooting the guys in GG. So it is creating that space. So you guys as a murder ball need to obviously control that space around it, right? And use it to your advantage. But the problem TM have is the activity, and this is why we were talking about it, because GG just clearly again have more numbers in this footage that we're watching currently. So let's move forward, because this is obviously only the first phase of this fight. The fight is going to keep on progressing, so let's showcase it, right? So you can see at the moment where we're at, and boom, just like that, we're here, and we can just see a little bit more of that similar action, but they keep getting closer and closer, right? And you can see now, if we pause it, we're on a 43-minute timer. Very important. 43 minutes for this flag here, because if they do not, again, do anything from TM, guess what? The GG guys are going to destroy this flag here, as well as this keep up here, as well as obviously this keep here. They're destroying everything in this area. So this is a dead. And if that means it's dead, unfortunately, the GG guys are going to push forward where you can see this road is leading to, as well as further down where the other roads are leading to, right? So by basically losing this position, it allows GG to obviously gain a territorial push and advantage in their favor, right? So you can hopefully understand that from just that quick little breakdown on why they're taking out certain things as they are. Because you can see there the territory perfectly showcased on what the general direction is. Because if we look, we can see again the war zone is here. But TM have this very deep fort, right? And this deep fort, because where it is, means, to be honest, the flags GG do control do touch it. And because they touch it, it allows them, in theory, to walk around and take this thing out. So they do need to take it stage by stage. So you can imagine this is the first area that they need to take out. Because if they can take this area out, TM obviously are now operating in this style of a zone, right? If you imagine that's TM, and then we go into a different color and then pretend GG are coming down. Now GG can obviously use this nice little feature, obviously, of the map to their advantage and come around, right? They can also use flying units now to come down off the ridge line. They can do all sorts of stuff because they've gained this little space, and this little space is very important for them to actually plan attacks onto this TM fortress, right? So I hope you guys understand. That's why I wanted to showcase this little bit of footage, as we are obviously showcasing this beautiful Zone 3 war, which has been really fun to watch from all points of view, honestly, for everyone. We've been honestly enjoying it here on the channel, and I hope you guys have, with the breakdowns we've got from the GG and the TM side, right? Because I'm trying to give you guys that little bit of extra analysis, you know, where you understand, okay, maybe what the officers of your alliance and what your leaders or your war leaders of your alliance are thinking when they are going for these attacks, right? So now we can go into another little bit of Oxy action, because now we can see some of these structures starting to get destroyed on the TM side, unfortunately. But TM, nicely picking up the numbers. We're picking up the numbers. It's like someone has just gone around at everyone's houses, started knocking on the doors and say, boys, get up. And they got up. Like, we can see there is, even though it doesn't look like many, we are seeing new names. That's the most important thing. We are watching new names appear, because the thing with TM, you've always seen the same people fighting out day in, day out. And honestly, it's heartbreaking to see how much effort they're putting in, while certain players in the same alliance feel like they're putting a little bit less effort in, when there's clearly the time and place right now to fight, right? And try and get some action going. So it is what it is, but I love to see TM still, as you guys know, I love to see TM still fighting with that warrior spirit, not backing down, and having really good, honestly, positions of that, you know, tower placements, the keep placements and stuff like that, to obviously fight in with their murder balls when they do get players online. But what we can see, though, is obviously the GG boys, right? So the GG boys are now more solidified on this top side, and you can see them pretty chilled out, which is kind of terrifying, because that means, if you can imagine, GG do control that whole zone. So this is now the GG's path. And GG can now move through this tunnel if they really, really wanted to. It is a choke point, just remember, it is a choke point. We don't forget about choke points on this channel. Remember, we've been going through God knows how many PvP scenarios in the war rooms. If you want to watch more war room, you know, PvP analysis like this, honestly, just search war room. I have a ton of videos out from loads of different videos in the past, and you'll enjoy it. You'll honestly enjoy it. It's the same stuff, always broken down, different alliances as well. So we're here, though, in TM, getting there pushed in, unfortunately. They're getting there pushed in, and if we zoom forward, we can see over time, you know, if we look at the very top corner, this is the very important thing. If we pause the time and we look here, this is the time, right? The in-game time. So you can see this is around 4:15 in the evening, universal time. So when we're watching this and we actually just go back a little bit, we can watch. This is at 15:40, the current position of the fight, and we can see it looks pretty healthy on the TM side, right? But now if we start fast forwarding it and we're watching how this develops over time, and we can see it's been 2 minutes now, and there's a little bit less troops being shown on the TM side, but there is more still being shown on the GM side. We can see now it's on the 4 minutes, We're going across, is getting the 5 minutes. Obviously, me even sending the coordinates to our alliance because we were doing a bear raid as well as the caravan. You can see at the top. So every time we were in between footage, we were doing caravan raids. So just wanted to point that out, the dedication we're having here. But we can see GG pushing, and they are pushing and pushing and pushing forward now, and this is 5 minutes after where we just watched, and we can see again, if we keep pushing forward now into this timer, we're on the 7 minute mark, we're gonna hit the 8 minute mark right about now. And now if we pause it, you can see almost over 10 minutes worth of combat there, really sped through nice and easily. While I was just explaining what was going on, you can see that the GG guys, very, very strong. But then you can see the TM boys, this is only the people that are there, and then the reinforcements are located a little bit south, and obviously the guys that are active would be coming up and helping these guys here. So we can see where just the activity is slowly dwindling at this current time, but it isn't over. It's not over yet, right? Because obviously the fight has to continue. So if we continue on, what we can see now is the push that I did unfortunately miss because of the caravan event. We see though GG doing that push that we were talking about. So we can pause the video and we can see basically GG, they use their troops to wrap around here, but more importantly, which is a very dead giveaway, and is the biggest giveaway of what we were talking about, is all of these troops. So if we circle all of this area here, if you've not noticed, every single march here, if you've noticed, is a flying one. So we've got even an Atheist, we've got a Fear there, we've got even a Drow using his flying cavalry. So we've got a mass amount of flying units coming in. So you can see, as we pointed out earlier, they used flying units to come over the top of the ridge while using the main murder ball. So come around the ramp and use the space created to now push into this zone. And TM have to respond. This is now their new area. They started building this flag, which is, again, I don't think the right call here. I know that what they want to do, and the reason why they're building this flag is to delay, right? Because if you, at the moment, this flag is untouchable, meaning these guys can't destroy this flag without destroying this keep and obviously destroying the fortress, right? They need to destroy this land so then they can build a flag down here so then they can target this flag. So this is a free flag in essence, and technically if they had the ability to support this, this is technically a good idea because you can build this flag and again delay the push even further. But the problem is as you guys have noticed, which might be a common theme in today's video, is with alliance structures, you need troops. You need troops to support that idea, right? So it doesn't matter how good the idea is, because what's going to happen, as you can imagine, is these GG guys are going to destroy this fort really, really fast. And because they destroy it really, really fast, they're easily going to start pushing towards this flag. And you do not have the troops, right? TM, unfortunately, does not have the troops here. And I wish they did have the troops to support this style of idea, because it's a really good idea again, but they're not able to because they just don't have the legions on the field. And because they don't have the legions on the field, they can't push in and they can't basically punish the GG forces here using this little choke point in this little zone, as well as using the flying forces from the top, right? So they can't do this. So it's interesting to see that this is the choice they made. I'm not gonna be the one to judge. I like the idea, like I said, but the problem with the idea is the execution, right? You need the right, you know, building blocks in place in order to obviously do this type of open field presence. And I'm not gonna lie though, I love it still on the fact that, as you guys know, the warrior spirit, right? They keep bringing up ideas, they keep trying things out to keep fighting as long as they can while they're in here. You can see that they're building as much as they can, but, you know, it's just the fact that they do not have enough troops, unfortunately, on the open field. And GG, as you can see, are being victorious here. And if we do another time lapse, we can see it's 16:11 on the timer. And we go across and we just start skipping through. You can see again this big, massive GG bear summon to basically control that area that they were doing, right? And this is a very important thing because TM here looked like they were actually going to do something. TM had the ability, because it had a decent amount of troops, you know, to actually push into this little fortress. But GG addressed it instantly with that bear. That bear instantly going into this murder ball is going to cause problems, and you're going to see that because of the amount of space this creates. Look how much space this creates. But the good thing still is TM recognize it. TM in reality should back off. They should back off behind the radius that we can point out there and basically kill this thing. They just kill the bear, get it out of the way, it's not on the field. And that'd be one behemoth out of obviously GG's arsenal, hoping they can use a behemoth in their favour now for a more of a tempo swing in that alliance behemoth battle, right? Because we have not really watched much of that happen right now. All we've seen is GG just absolute dominate with just pure mass open field presence, and now using their first behemoth to basically, you know, defend this really good push on this fortress. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Honestly, this has been a blast. We've got more PvP to cover, but this is just, again, a brief little part about it. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the impartial, neutral, you know, coverage on the TM and the GG side, explaining the good and the bad on both sides, you know, explaining, you know, how GG can attack, but how they could have easily get obviously countered, and the same thing on the TM side, right? How they could easily defend, but how they got easily countered too. So I love the fact that this game promotes it. I think the range combat, the flying units in this game allows you to actually create these type of strategies that honestly you just don't get in games like Rise of Kingdoms, and even in Era of Conquest, which I honestly love that game as well, but it just does not have that same just element as this PvP. It's just obviously always down to the maps, right? So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. This has been amazing, obviously coverage. We've seen all sorts here, and a little shout out quickly to this TA member or TM member, or whether this player is running this rally up here, because this is the rally I wanted to honestly talk about before the episode ended up here, is the Goresh rally. And we've talked about Goresh Skogul already, and you can still run this, and this is the one he will run in. But Goresh in this meta is surprisingly powerful, because what you can do is, if we pull this a little bit back and actually go up to where we can see the little zoom out of the map here and just press play. So if we get to this location here and talk about the map, what you're able to do with these style of rallies is very important, and TM uses this later on, because later on, as you can imagine, GG does try to destroy the TM2 fortress here, right? We can see the mass amount of turrets from the TM side. It's insane, right? But what happens is TM launched some really powerful Goresh Skogul rallies, and what they intend to do, and which is what they could have tried to do if it was possible, it obviously isn't possible due to the location of this TM fortress, but what you're able to do is, funny enough, use Goresh Skogul to get stuck in this area and use them, and use that area of effect damage from Goresh to absolutely obliterate the builders of the GG sides. And they were doing this quite often at the end, you know, and I really like to see that. So what I'm going to do is just let this footage obviously play out in the last little bit. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, smash a like, comment and subscribe. Like always, my name is MrSneakyy, an official Call of Dragons content creator, and we're here trying to give you that PvP coverage, giving you a PvP analysis so you guys can hopefully learn a little bit and enjoy almost like an esports commentary style of, you know, PvP. So with all of that, stay safe, stay sneaky, peace out.